This future performing arts center is so much more than a building. It is expanding the imagination of the students of the St. Croix Falls School District. It is engaging brains, bodies, and emotions. A performing arts center changes the sound and feel of performance in our district. It is an acknowledgement of all that the arts do to enhance education and to improve academics. It will also provide a large gathering place for seminar-style classes during the school day, regardless of COVID. This Performing Arts Center represents the perseverance of our referendum committee and will build perseverance in every student that enters its doors. The expanded weight room may be hidden from view during its construction, but it is not a forgotten enhancement to education in our schools. The advantages of weightlifting itself are well documented. Training the nervous system and muscles to interact more efficiently, lowering depression and anxiety, building persistence, and improving sleep. Giving more space for our physical education classes will improve and diversify course offerings. A weight room builds muscles, but just as importantly, it builds character and relationships between students and with students and staff. We are not just building a weight room. We are building the strength of our teams, our students, and our community. Expanding our bus garage is about more than oil changes and garage doors. It is being a good steward of the finances put into our vehicles, giving them shelter from the elements. It's a commitment to our drivers, hiring local people to move our local students to the many places education takes them. It is an acknowledgement of the importance of the very first school employee to greet most of our students every school day. It is a recognition of all that is involved in keeping our schools on the move. Taken all together, this construction will continue to make the St. Croix Falls School District a great place to live and to learn, a sought-after district for a first-class education. A past referendum is so much more than the critical phone calls, mailings, press releases, and educating the voting public. It is the trust of a community. And today we are not just breaking ground. We are building a firm and expanding foundation for the many generations of students and families that will walk the halls of the St. Croix Falls School District.
I'd be remiss if I didn't first off start by thanking the taxpayers for passing the referendum and their support. First of all, we would not be standing here today if it weren't for three people. And those were the people who led the referendum charge to get this thing passed. Essentially, they were the referendum information and promotion committee. They organized callers, they organized call nights, they organized getting information out to the committees or to the community. And without those three, this would not have been possible. So once the referendum passed, the next group I'd like to thank, and I'm not going to name names because I will certainly forget who some of the members are, were the design teams. We've had individual design teams for the Performing Arts Center, for the Fitness Center, and for the bus garage. That involved members of the staff, Kraus-Anderson, who I'll talk a little bit about later, our architects, DSGW, and our admin team. And the purpose of the design team is to get it right before we are where we're at right now. And I firmly believe they did that. To the three different design teams, I thank you. The next group, probably the most important group of all, and probably the least noticed, unless it's something that isn't getting done. And that's a big thank you to the 5 members of our school board that they visioned the need for this to remain competitive. They supported the administration as we talked about going to referendum. They supported the process of when we went to who was going to be our construction management firm. And they were supportive, inquisitive, and they were appropriately questioning when questions needed to be asked. And I thank the school board, not just for this referendum support, but the support they've shown St. Croix Falls schools for years and years, well before my coming here. And they really need to understand how important they are. So thank you to the school board. I mentioned Kraus-Anderson. They are our construction management firm, and they have been very patient with a superintendent who hasn't built a lot of school facilities. I've been through the process, but I've never been responsible for it. And it's a different pair of shoes when you're standing and ultimately you're the person that's responsible for this. So they put up with my relentless questioning and my what ifs. Representative from DSGW, our architects, they are from Duluth. They were unable to make it today. They certainly have put up with their fair share of questions when it comes time to, can you do this, or why can't we do this, those types of things. And then I need to thank our administrative team, Brian Cray, Nicole Kovar, Rita Platt, Joe Connors, and Peggy Ryan. I know at least two of you are here. Wave at us if you're here, Peggy and... So there are many, many other thank yous for people who have contributed to this project. I thank the communities, all of our communities, not just St. Croix Falls, but all of the communities that make up our school district. I thank the folks that called and asked questions. They asked, how can I help? How can I make this process work? I don't want to be out front involved, but I will help. All those folks, you know, they work under the radar. They're vital to having this done correctly. And so my thanks go out to them.